Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to Nostalgia Week. So, this is a week in which we will be talking about some nostalgic cartoons from my past, ones that I grew up with and really just loved. Um, and whether or not I'd still be into them today is negligible. It's about the nostalgia, it's about the nostalgia. um, and what better show to start with than one that has kind of recently come back into the spotlight. One that some reviewers have been talking about lately and has even been on social media a little bit in the recent past weeks and months and all. Of course, I am talking about Totally Spies.
Here we go, we're getting out on the road till we stop, and then we'll shop. So 1, 2, 3 now, baby, here we go. Here we go, here we go, on a mission undercover and we're in.
So, Totally Spies is a French Canadian animated series that ran starting in November of 2001. It's basically Charlie's Angels, the cartoon, except definitely geared towards a specifically teenage girl audience. Now, from what I have heard, and I don't know how accurate this is, so just take it with a grain of salt, but from what I've heard, the series was started because the creator wanted to give a show, an action show that would appeal to a female audience. Because girls always had the same kind of shows. A lot of times, very slice of life and very romance focused. And the creator wanted to show that kind of stuff, but at the same time, bring in some action oriented, badass stuff that a lot of television, especially cartoons geared towards younger girls, was seriously lacking. So the show stars three teenage girls who, throughout the series, grow up and by the end are college age. It stars Sam, Alex, and Clover. There are three typical teenage girls. They're into all the kind of stereotypical teenage girl stuff. They're into makeup, they're into boys, they're into all that kind of jazz. And yes, each of them kind of play under a bit of a trope. Clover is the boy crazy, fashionista type character. Sam is the brainy one. Alex is the kind of airheaded ditzy one. But none of them fully are trapped by those archetypes throughout the entire series. All of them grow and change and have all kinds of different moments that break out of their shells. Either way, these three girls end up being recruited by a spy agency called Whoop, run by a man named Jerry Lewis. Yes, Jerry Lewis. Saberspark, I think, even mentioned that in one of his videos on Totally Spies too. That's actually his name. um, and basically, they're just sent on all these different spy missions throughout the series. And of course, there's other characters you meet throughout as well, such as the bully Mandy, who's kind of she's kind of like Bonnie from Kim Possible. Let's put it that way. If you've seen Kim Possible, if you know Kim Possible and you know who Bonnie is, pretty much the same, same type of character. Um, Now, partway through the series, they did change some of the voice actors, the most notable of which are Alex and Jerry's voice actors. Um, but the series itself continued to still have the same brand of humor, same kind of action and everything. The series remained the same. It's just some of the voice actors did change, and it was very notable. It was very like memorable because it's like you're so used to certain voices, and these voices were different, like clearly different. Um, the series ran for a total of 6 seasons, and I think it had a movie as well, though I'm not 100% on that. I never like watched the entire thing, um, but I did watch a good majority of it. There was just points, like especially in the later seasons, where I stopped watching as much. Not to say I grew out of it. That's the wrong way to put it, because It's not that I grew out of it. It's more so that I started watching other stuff and it kind of fell to the wayside for me. According to this, the show was created to resemble anime as well, which you can clearly see in the art and animation style. It definitely has a more anime aesthetic to it with its character designs and especially its expressiveness. Um, it's definitely very expressive, especially with the facial animations. It's something the series is partially known for. But another thing the series is known for is its weird shit. Again, something Saberspark has touched on and went more into detail on than I'm going to here. But to put it simply, Totally Spies did some really weird, almost fetish level shit. Um, from uh, making, at, I think it was one or two of the characters. I don't think it was all three of them, but it made at least one or two of them like ridiculously muscular. And then there were a couple episodes that involved them turning into cat girls, and it's like, okay. um, and some people think that like if Totally Spies ever made a comeback or anything, they should drop that stuff. But for me, I think it's part of its identity in a way. So Totally Spies is a series, like I said, I grew up with. Again, while I never watched it like super actively all the way from like start to finish, I did see pretty much all of it at one point or another. With again some of the later stuff notwithstanding. And honestly, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really fun series that had a lot of really creative, interesting stuff in it, and I think really did well with the characters. There was a spin-off series called The Amazing Spies, which I guess was a spin-off of this of a particular episode from of the main series. I never watched it, not because I wasn't interested. I never heard of it until just like a week ago, basically. I had never heard of it. Like I know who I barely, admittedly, know who the Amazing Spies are. Like based on where it comes from with the series and all. Just going on like basic memory, but it's something that was never like I guess on my radar at all. um, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I never saw the French language version. I only saw it in English, so I don't know what the French one is like. But yeah, oh yes, there was a film. Okay, I'm looking at this. There was a film that I guess was between seasons 5 and 6. That came out in 2009. Oh no, it's a prequel to the series. Okay. I'm looking at like info as I talk. It's a prequel to the series and actually it explains how everything came to be, basically. Um, okay. I don't remember if I saw it. If I'm being just completely honest, I don't remember if I ever saw the movie. Um, so yeah, it's just I don't know. um, but yeah, it's pretty interesting nonetheless. Overall, I would definitely suggest the series for those of you who may not have seen it. It's definitely fun to watch. You have to acknowledge, though, that it's going to be really cringy and weird at some points, but that's, in a way, part of its charm. And I think one of the things that sells it in the long run. It's not afraid to get goofy, it's not afraid to get weird, and I like it that way. So, yeah, this was our first day of Nostalgia Week. And we're going to continue this every day this week, just as a fun little thing to do. Um, and keep in mind, if your favorite show from the past, like from the 90s, 2000s, whatever, or even earlier, if you're from an older generation, if your favorite show, like you think of when you think of nostalgic cartoons from the past, isn't on here, I could only choose five, and it's only based on what I've seen. This is based on what is nostalgic for me. I'm basically trying to share my past nostalgic TV shows that I grew up with you guys. Um, so yeah, tomorrow we will be getting to another one, and while I won't tell you what it is right yet, I will give you one hint. The main character is she's known for being a redhead with glasses. That's all I'll tell you. She's a redhead with glasses. The main character is a redhead with glasses. That's your hint for tomorrow's. So, in the meantime, tell me what you thought down in the comments below of Totally Spies. If you've seen it, and if you haven't seen it, I definitely suggest you check it out, even if just a little. And even if it's not your thing, at least give it a try. For the time being, though, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.